everyone, welcome back to my channel. Lovely to have you join me here again today. It's Angela back. Been playing around this weekend, making a couple more tags for some of my swap partners. So I thought I'd just share this little one that I made today. I've been playing around with variations, so just so that I can let you see what's going on. I've put on some sequins here. You can see if I tilt that, a little bit of a gem layering up of some foliage there. I've used some seam binding here, put on a little word, copied what Carol did with one of her words there, and I've layered up here 2 layers on my tag itself. Just got one of those wide eyelets, and that's backed onto one of those tags. So the tag itself is 6 inches by 3 inches, or 7.5 centimeters by 15.5 centimeters. So that's the size. So I quite like how that turned out. This one is very similar, as you can see, except I embossed the base paper. I didn't turn it up, and I put a different sort of sentiment on the bottom here. So I quite like that. It looks quite cool. And I put a different, this is a chiffon ribbon as opposed to the seam binding. I think I prefer the seam binding. So I'm going to do a combination of these now, and we can do this together. All right, so I'm just going to stand these up over here and show you what I did. So first of all, what you're going to need is one of the piece of cardstock. So this is a 300 GSM cardstock, which I've cut into the 6 inches by 3 inches across, as I said, or the 7.5 by 15.5. I quite like that size. So I've just cut out a few of those. I then used I covered it, so let's get I've got like a little row of pre-made things. I then covered it with this old gold paper. I think this is one of the My Porch prints. I'll have a look and see. I really like that. It's got like a mottled old gold look, and I've just stitched around it. So that's what I've done then. And then of course I've used this like a duck egg blue with a snowflake, which is also from My Porch prints, and I quite like using this. I'm going to use that for the base. What I did was I made it slightly shorter than the sides. I've just torn it, and I'll show you what I've done here. So you can see I've made it slightly shorter. It doesn't go quite to the top, and I have embossed this with my snowflake emboss envelope. So that's what I've done there. I am going to roll this one slightly on the edge, so we will do that quickly. But first what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my distress ink. This is antique linen, and again, like I did before, I'm going to very gently just run this over the top here. It's going to just pick up on the snowflake parts, just give it a little bit more dimension. Okay, so that's what I've done there. I'm not worried there because I'm going to place a star over there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to very gently just roll the edge over slightly. I just like having this layered approach, so I thought I'd try this and just do something a little bit different for me. It's not a new thing by no means, but you know, it's nice just to have something slightly different to what you normally do. And I like a little bit of dimension, so anything that I can do to give that is great. You can always use a little edge and roll it against something if you like, but nothing wrong with using your fingers. There's no expense there, you know, so that's easily done. You're just going to roll the edge ever so slightly like that. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just use my little distress bit here, and I'm going on the underside just so that it's not too white for any bits that might be showing up. Just give it that ivory color. Ever so lightly. It also gives it encourages it to roll over too. Okay, Right, there we go. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I am going to make a little tear just over here with my fingers like that, and I think I'm going to do one up this side, so I'm just changing things as I go. And again, I'm going to just take the corner there and I'm going to just roll that in slightly with my hands. You can go, let me show you, you can take something like this and roll it in as well, but I just like to use my fingers, that way I don't have to have a special tool. Just making it look like a bit of an old scroll, that's the sort of look that we're going for. So there we go. And on this side as well, maybe if I try my little pokey tool, which I've found. I love this tool. I use it for so many things, and it was missing on my desk here, and now I can't grip this. There we go. So we're just going to roll that over like that, and it'll stay in place. Okay. So there we go. That one went better. Right, so this is just for a bit of aesthetics, as they say. So we'll just do that. Okay, so we've got that all sorted. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this away before I stick it on the wrong base. I'm going to stick that down, and you can see you just get a little bit of that old gold peeking through. I want to bring it down a bit because I am mindful that I will need to put an eyelet up there, so I'm going to keep it closer to the bottom end. And then I'm just going to take my sugar bell tube, loving this, and Carol did say she got them in the UK off Amazon, so you can get them there. I don't think they're in stock at the moment, probably all of you buying them, so just give them a while and have a look again. But yeah, this is amazing. It's been really useful, and thank you to all the ladies that gave me all the advice about the toppers and different things I could use. That's really handy. I will have a look into that as well. So that's amazing. So those kind of things that we don't get over here very easily, so always worried about bringing in stuff from the States now, because every time I get ladled with a huge import duty, which has been horrendous at times, and I'm sure you guys will know what I mean. Right, okay, so here's the base of our tag, and I'm loving how that's all looking at the moment. Really cool. So now what we're going to do is we're going to just start layering up. So the first thing I did was I took a star die cut. You could draw this even if you're good at drawing, and this is a 5-star die cut. This particular one, let me measure it for you. Hard to say how to measure this, but point to point it's 6 centimeters or 2.5 inches really, so that's what that is. And then what I've done is I've put the dimensional tape on the back here. I just wanted to lift this a bit, so I'm going to just pull these off quickly like this. Just this one left to go. I thought I wasn't quite sure. All right, and then I'm going to just position that where I want it. Now I'm just going to be mindful of how I lay this out. I can't remember quite now how I did that. I think it's about up there. I think that's about right, and just centralizing it on the sides here, so that'll have to be where it is. So I think that's about it. Let's just take one of these and make sure, because the good thing about it is, I think that's about fine. The good thing about this is, and I'll show you, the dimensional tape comes off really nicely, and if you did want to reposition it, you can, and it doesn't tear off any of the paper, which is lovely. All right, so we've got just a little bit of depth there now, as you see, just a little bit. It's just raised it up, and I quite like that. just looking at my little rolled bits, and going to just give that a little bit of a brush as well. Don't want white, but you know, you want it to look a bit dirty, not pristine. So there we go. I think that's better. Okay, so now what I did was I've got my three, I just want to pick them up here. I've got my little snowflakes, which I got dirt cheap off eBay, as I've said before. And I've left one of the others at the top there, but I've got three of them like this, and there's another one as well. And so there's a third one, a bigger one, and the three of these that I've used to make various die cuts to layer up my snowflake here. So what I did was I've got 4 pieces, and here you can see the different sizes. So we've got the bigger one like that, we've got the slightly smaller one, then I've done like a goldish color and a blue. So these two are the same. That's a bigger one, and there's the smaller one like that. So I'm going to layer these up and put them on here really quickly. Okay, so I'm going to stick with my my 3-in-1. We just put the glue on here, and I'm going not to do every single little frond here, but as much as we can. Right, so now I just want to get this central point here, and I think it's about there. Okay, right, so there's the base, and then we're just going to layer these up. So do it like this. Okay, now I'm just putting the points in the direction in between the spaces so that you can see as much of the colors as you possibly can. So there's the pinkish one. These are all again from scraps, trying to work away all my Christmas scraps so I can start the new year with new themes. So just sort of alternating, very mindful of the middle here. So there we go. So it comes together really nicely. Okay, there we go. That's cool. And then the last one here is just a blue glitter one, a little one. Like that. Okay. And then that one can go on there again. You can press that one down as well. Alright, so there are quite a few layers on there, but it looks really cute. Then I have this little pink rhinestone that I'm just going to put in the middle here, just to give it like a focal point, if you would, as you would. And I'm going to drop that into the middle there, like that. Oh, the neighbour's dog's barking. Right, so we've got our little center bit going there, so that looks quite cool. Now I'm going to put in some of the foliage that I've been thinking about, and I am going to change glue now, just because it's easier just to use the art glitter glue. Right, so what I've got here now is I've been using, again, these come from eBay. I also have a Sizzix die, but I'm not using the Sizzix die for this. I've just cut out different bits of foliage. So you've got this holly one, I've got this one, and this one here really, and that's silver, pink, and bit of wallpaper scrap really. So sticking with my colors, I'm going to first of all decide I think I'm going to have that one over there like that. And I'm going to just put some of this on. Yeah, I've just been looking through all my storage and things and scraps and whatever. I just need to do some rearranging in this room of mine. It's just got so full. I've got stuff everywhere. I need a serious sort out, which I'm going to be doing during December, Christmas holidays. So yeah, I might be having a week off, ladies. Brace yourself. Okay, I'm not sure if that's exactly where I want that. Want that a bit further down. Now what I'm going to have to do is, I've got my scissors here. I just want to cut that bit off. I think that's going to be better. And then I'm pulling this poor thing all over the place. Right, and now we should be able to get this where I want it, hopefully. Fiddly things, these. Okay, there we go. That's one down, quite like that. Press it all in, right? And now we've got a little, well, a big silver one here. And I might have to trim that one as well. I just want to see how I want to position it first of all. So that might need to go there, but I might find I have to cut off a bit of that as well. Let's just try that. And that's the way to do it really when you're trying to position things, is before you go and stick it down, just decide how you want it to actually lie. I think that's going to work. Right, so I like this little holly leaf one. It's really cute. And I'm loving all the pink and silvers and the muted tones for Christmas. My Christmas journal's coming along, and I hope to have that finished very soon as well. So we're going to put that there, and I'm going to lie that just over there like that. That's great. And then this little blue piece as well. I've done, this is the third one I'm doing of this, and every time I've done it, the foliage is lying in a different way, which is fine. It is fine. It's just finding out exactly how I want it every time. So they never work out the same, no matter how you intend. Right, so we've got the top bit done there. All right, so we want to do the bottom bit, so we can do that quickly. So I've got 3 little fronds going on down there as well, if I can pick it up. Right, so we've got a little pink one, a little silver one, and a big blue one this time. So we'll put the blue one down first, and again, let's just ascertain where it is that I want this one. And I think I'm going to have it a little bit over, just a little bit over like that, I think. Yeah, so I'm going to get this. Oops, I've dropped some on my mat. I need to give the mat a big scrub too. I need to get myself, I think, a glass mat just to sort out all glue and stuff that I don't seem to get wiped off, which is not good. You know, you tend to forget once you're filming and things. Right, so we've got that there. Let's wipe that off. Right, so we've got this pink bit here, and I think I want the pink bit just to curl around. So I want that to come more over that way. So we'll do that quickly. I hope you guys are having happy holidays and things are going well. Just lots to do this time of year, isn't there? Really is a lot to do. Okay, and then the last little bit here is this little silver glitter piece, and I'm going to have that go out more that way, so I'm going to shove that under there. Not quite so wild. Right there, that's good. Okay, so I'm quite happy with how that's turned out. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick a bit on the bottom here. So I've got a little scrap piece of this piece of my porch prints, and I'm going to be using Believe in the Magic, and again I have just stuck on some of this dimensional tape, and this is just going to be our little sentiment at the bottom. Right, so we want to just get that there. These come from pink monarch prints. So I love these, and I think that's just going to finish that off perfectly at the bottom. All right, so we can stick that down all nicely. Right, so let's get that over there, get that under there like that. There we go. Right, it's coming along beautifully. Look at that, it's looking really cool. I like that. Okay, right, now what we want to do is I'm going to put in the little eyelid quickly. So I'm just going to get my eyelids here. I've been using the gold, so I'm going to stick with the gold on that one. Sorry. And then what I did was I was just taking a scrap of that paper. I'm going to just tear that off so I've got a neater edge there. Not that that's neat. We'll tear the whole thing off before I'm happy. Right, okay, so we want that sort of like that, and then I'm just going to cut off the back like that. Okay, and then we want to just ascertain where we want that, and yeah, that'll have to stay there unfortunately. And yeah, I think that's about it. So just going to do this very lightly and put some glue on it. I have to go over that frond unfortunately, but that's how it is. Right, happy with that. And then we can just punch a little hole in the middle there. So the way I do that is use my pencil here, because I've been caught out too many times, so now I do this and I just go around there like that, and now I can see where I need to punch, so it's not a big mystery. I don't want to mess it up. Right, so I've got that in the central point there. That was nearly my finger. And we want to stick that on, so we're going to do that. Right, there we go. So that's sorted. And I'm going to show you how to do the bow today, because I've had such a lot of people ask me about that. So we're going to do a special bow. I'll get to that in a minute. And then what we're going to do now is I've got my sequins that I bought off Amazon, box of sequins, and I have used these a lot, I must say. And you get two sizes, you get lots of colors, and can't go wrong with these. So what I'm going to do now is need my little pokey tool. I've got, my hands are full of glue. Right, and now I'm just going to place some, that was a bit much, one of the bigger sequins on the, gosh, I'm not doing well getting the sequins today. Right, so I'm going to just put that one on here like that, and then I wanted to put a little pink one, put the pink one there, and I'll put a white one over there. So got us going to get a smaller pink one now. So here's a little white one, and I think it just finishes it off. Right, so I want to go around this side and do the same thing. So first of all, I want a little, I think I was going to have a pink one. No, I can't do it this way. I'm better this way. Okay, so we're going to have a little bit of a pink one. So I'm going to put the pink one there. Let's have a bigger pink one. So we'll put that one on over there. And then I wanted a smaller blue one. and a little white one over there. So it's just a little small blue one. And then a little white one. Just sticking with the colours that I've used. Okay, so there we've got all of that on. Alright, so right now, just as while that's drying there a little bit, I just wanted to talk you through the bow. Now, I'm using some seam binding here. I can tell you, if I look at my mat, it is 24 inches long. Alright, if you work that out in centimeters, you are looking at, let's see, I think it is 60 centimeters, but I'm just making sure. Yeah, 60 centimeters. Alright, so that's how long it is. Now what I did here is you just crunch it up in your hands a bit like this, just a little bit. If you're wanting to, you can take your ink, let's put a little bit more on than that. You can take your ink, you can make it a little bit more browner. It all adds to it, so you can do that. Alright, so we've done that, and then what you do is you've got to put this through the hole first of all. We'll trim the ends when we're finished. So what I do is I run it through here like that, and we get it to the halfway mark like that. Okay. Right, so we've got it through the halfway mark. Just match up the ends so you know it's the halfway mark, like that. And then what I do is I make the normal little bow, just as you do over here, like that. Make it a little bit smaller, make it to the size you want. I'm just going to get that to the size that I want. And now all you do is take the tails and make another bow. Alright, this is exactly the same as I did for the wreath one, except I didn't thread it through a hole. So I think it's pretty easy to thread it through a hole. Then you can just size up the various bow bits yourself, like that. Okay, there we go. Yeah, just pull that one a bit shorter, and then just pull it how you want it at the very end. So I'm quite happy with that, really. Then I just lift it with my thumbs like that, how I want it. And now you can cut off the ends to the length that you want. So if you want it like that, and you want it like that, then there you have it. And these will never go to waste. Right, and that's how I make the bow, whether it's on the top here or if it's one that I'm going to stick down like this one. It's exactly the same process. Alright, so that's how you do that, ladies. Now there's only one thing less to do here, and that is I took my stickles, this is called Stardust, and I'm just putting in the corner here, I'm just putting a little blob of stickles. And stickles are lovely on snowflakes because they've got the glitter, and it's just going to give it just that little bit extra. It's all in the extras. Okay, so there we have it. We've made another one of these. Let me just put this on here. Okay, so we've got all three of these now. Let's put that one in the middle. So all of them are slightly different, but as you can see, oops, you can't see, a variation on the same theme. All right. So I hope that you have enjoyed that. Go give this a go. Lots of things you can do to make this your own. I've taken scraps. Go cut out piles of die cuts with whatever die cuts you have and get them all ready to use. I'm probably going to box up my Christmas stuff because whatever I don't use, I'm going to cut out in the die cuts and the big pieces, and whatever I'll keep for next year when I'm finished with my Christmas projects, which won't be too long now anyway. All right, so I hope you enjoy that. Go give it a try. I know you can do it. It's going to look beautiful in your journal. And of course, it doesn't, you can change these and use other shapes. You could use hearts, you could use circles, you can use butterflies, and I'm sure we'll tackle something like that when we finish with Christmas. I most definitely will. All right, so go and have a lovely bit of crafting time there for yourself. Happy holidays, everybody, and I'll see you guys in the very next video. So goodbye.